And tonight, there are new warnings about the coronavirus outbreak as it rapidly takes hold here in the tri-state.
Yeah, the number of cases increased again today. New York State now has more than 100 cases. New Jersey has 6. And Connecticut today confirmed its first case. That's a person who lives in Wilton in Fairfield County.
And tonight, the governor and Mayor de Blasio have an urgent message about public transportation. Stay off the subway trains if you are sick and avoid crowded trains and buses.
Tonight, we're also hearing from the family of the first case in Westchester County. That's the Manhattan lawyer who has spread the virus now to dozens of people.
Our team is in place covering all the coronavirus headlines for you today. We start with News 4's Ida Siegal, who has the new warning from Mayor de Blasio.
Yeah, Gilma and Adam, Mayor de Blasio having his news conference here at OEM headquarters. He was talking numbers here as well, but also actions that the city is taking to prevent or contain the spread. The one thing they are certain of at this point is that the virus will spread to some degree, but they are still urging people not to panic. On a sunny Sunday in the park, people were making a choice not to let their coronavirus fears consume them.
We're watching and learning, trying not to, I don't think there's no need for panic.
At the OEM headquarters next door, the mayor outlined the latest information. 1 new case in the city for a total of 13, with the expectation that number will grow much larger.
We could well be at 100 cases or hundreds of cases over the next 2 or 3 weeks. We have to be prepared for that reality.
We know the older population and folks with pre-existing conditions are at higher risk. Today, the mayor said that means anyone 50 or older with heart disease, lung disease, cancer, compromised immune system, or diabetes. Another risk factor, smoking or vaping.
Keep a clean scene. Always wash my hands. Like when I'm going, I'm trying not to touch my face. You know, like sometimes just touching your eyes and stuff like that.
The mayor said public schools will stay open, but all international travel has been canceled, and 85 additional school nurses have been hired. The governor urged the federal government today to facilitate more coronavirus testing to help disease detectives do their jobs.
What happens if you don't contain the spread? 2 things happen. First, you would have to take more drastic measures. What we have seen in China, what we're seeing in Italy, you'd have to do massive quarantine, which would be very disruptive to society and the economy.
With regard to the local economy, Mayor de Blasio said they're working on a plan to provide zero-interest loans to small businesses that have been impacted by the coronavirus. But again, the mayor also said if you feel healthy, you're not high risk, there's no reason why you shouldn't go out and continue to live your life, taking the necessary common sense precautions. Reporting live from downtown Brooklyn, Ida Siegal, News 4, New York.
Ida, thank you. And we are now hearing from the family of the lawyer in Westchester who became the second person in New York State to be diagnosed with the novel coronavirus. Lawrence Garbuse's wife released a statement saying in part, quote, "When I was first informed of the positive result, I and my entire family immediately provided any and all information to several departments of health well into the wee hours of the night in hopes of letting this all be contained as quickly as possible for all of us. We all together pray and hope for the safety and good health of everyone," she says. Garbuse, who lives in New Rochelle, commutes to his law firm in Midtown. We're told that he's doing better. Garbuse is believed to be the common denominator in a number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Westchester, including his wife and 2 children.
Well, as millions of us get ready to return to work tomorrow, the governor and the mayor are now changing their message when it comes to riding subways and buses. News 4's Myles Miller is live in Union Square with what the two had to say today. And Myles, this is a pretty significant change.
Well, that's right. The new messaging is to reduce overcrowding. And for thousands, millions of New Yorkers who take the subway, what that means is to wait for the next train. As the number of coronavirus cases in New York City grows, Governor Andrew Cuomo and Mayor Bill de Blasio sounding the alarm against riding the subways if you're sick.
If you are sick, you shouldn't be going to a public event. If you are sick, you shouldn't be going to work. If you're sick, you shouldn't be going on the subway.
The mayor says the virus requires a direct level of contact to spread, like someone coughing or sneezing within 10 feet of you. Subway trains are often densely packed, so take steps to avoid exposure if possible.
If you see a packed train car, let it go by, wait for the next train.
Well, I'm not going to wait for another train because sometimes you may be in a rush.
This is a disease that does not live long on a surface. Certainly on most surfaces like metal, plastic, a desk, a kitchen counter, a subway pole. It's only a matter of minutes before the disease dies.
NBC News science contributor Joseph Fair had a differing stance while speaking with NBC nightly news anchor Lester Holt.
An infectious virus for up to 9 days in the case of coronaviruses.
Riders say just follow common sense.
But just do what you do as far as cold. I mean, this is old as the hills. You wash your hands, make sure you don't touch your face, because as soon as you touch that with unclean face, eyes, nose, mouth, you got it.
The recommendation is to walk or bike to reduce that overcrowding, but as you know, this is a city with transportation deserts, so it's easier said than done. We're in Union Square tonight. I'm Myles Miller, News 4 New York.